GameGoddessFee here, back tonight with more Ace Attorney, and I have my boy. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this trial, you guys. I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for the new subscribers as well. We're up to 340, so hey, slowly growing, but it's all good. I appreciate you all. All right, Plum, what are we doing?
We gotta listen to his testimony.
All right, so we got Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, Episode 3, The Rite of Turnabout, Trial, Cross-Examining Ihmas. What's his name? Ihmas. All right. The night of the murder. Let's go.
That night. That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony, a mountain next to the inner sanctum. I hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the inner sanctum. That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger.
Yeah, he did it.
There's no way you saw Miss Face stab the victim with a dagger.
I promise I don't know what he's talking about, or I don't remember. At any rate, Mount Pony, the beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum.
They must be talking about that smaller mountain from that poster.
Mr. Ihmas, I was wondering...
What can I do you for?
The inner sanctum lies at a high elevation where clouds and fog can obscure the view. Are you sure you were able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it?
Good point! His Majesty raises an excellent question. Well, Mr. Ihmas? On the day of the ride, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day.
Nick, don't we have a newspaper for that day?
Yeah, let's take a look. It does say calm, clear skies, doesn't it? See? Told you so!
May 9th, newspaper updated in the court record. A newspaper from the morning of the purification rite. Reports on the weather and Lady Kira's activities, among other things. Well, it would appear that witness has offered testimony worth hearing.
Mr. Ihmas, I too have a question for you. Didn't you already question the witness? Well, that's what I'm here for, right? Shoot! How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand? Yep, I believe she was! It's called a reverse grip! Ah, I thought as much. Hold it! Hold it right there! What bearing does that have on this case?
And why he gonna give the answer away? He should have just asked him. Anyway.
Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held? Why don't you enlighten me, O enlightened one? I knew you were an idiot. I can already picture you in your next life. Next life? Yes, after your soul rides for centuries in the pits of torment. You shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin, with barbs limited to your posterior. You shall live a short, inconsequential life, only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter. That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case. Now, pay attention. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we can infer exactly what actions she took. You were saying that the victim was killed while he had his back to the accused. Is that correct? Yes! As such, the accused's dagger grip tells us something very important. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen, using a reverse grip. What? Thus, Mr. Ihmas' testimony clears up any doubts that might remain.
And it coincides with her benevolence and insights as well.
This is a disaster! I thought I'd blown those insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me!
Now then, the defense may cross-examining the witness.
I did this one without even pressing it. We can press them for the stream.
Cross-examination the night of the murder.
It's pretty easy to spot the contradiction, though.
That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony, the mountain next to the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
Are you sure you're not mistaking, Mr. Ihmas? Mistaken? Was it really Mount Pony that you climbed? Oh, I'm sure of it. It was a really ponyish mountain. What does that even mean? You know, now that I think about it, it was a mighty fine view.
I hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace.
Hold it!
If you hate crowds, why bother climbing to the top? Couldn't you have just as easily prayed at the bottom of Mount Pony? Wrong, bucko! This is a once-a-year epic event! I wanted to pray as close to the actual thing as possible! If you're so gung-ho about it, why didn't you go pray at the Plaza of Devotion? Like I said, I hate crowds! I wanted to pray in peace! Oh, holy mother, why do I only get the annoying ones? And my burning faith demanded that I climb up to the mountain closest to the inner sanctum! Also,
I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around...
Hold it!
Since nobody was around, there's nobody who can corroborate your actions either. No! You're exactly right! In that case, Mr. Ihmas, let me ask you this. Was there a reason you didn't want to be seen? About that. If you get caught climbing the surrounding mountains on the day of the ride, you can get in big trouble. That's it? Yeah, it's totally embarrassing getting yelled at when you're a grown-up. Yeah, you're a real grown-up, alright. And since nobody was around, I lost all inhibition and...
I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
You had a pair of binoculars with you? That's pretty convenient. You weren't planning to spy on the Rite all along, were you? Actually, I just happened to have him for bird watching. Bird watching, huh? I see.
You're not going to keep pressing him on this.
He's sketchy, but I don't really have anything I can really sink my teeth into yet.
Oh, okay then.
I love the great outdoors. That's just the kind of guy I am. I got called Anonymous TVD.
He's really started to get on my nerves.
As I looked through my binoculars, I couldn't believe what was unfolding before me.
That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger.
Hold it!
Did you really say what? Did you really see what you say you did? Are you saying I'm fibbing about this? Well, I'm not. It's as permanently in his old noggin.
But I didn't do what you say I did. I didn't even get a chance to touch the dagger on the day of the rite.
What I know of that? All I know is what I saw. I've never even seen you before in my life. What possible reason could I have to fib?
Hey, Dave, how's it going tonight? Hope you're having a good night tonight.
I didn't expect there to be any witnesses way up there.
But I don't remember doing that at all.
I know. I have a feeling the witness is fibbing. There has to be an inconsistency somewhere in his testimony. I should take another look at the court record.
I know that's right, Dave. Only a few more hours. You can do this, Dave. No overtime, I guess, huh? I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around.
Remember that big curtain they have?
The curtain?
Yeah.
I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the inner sanctum. What was the curtain at?
Over the sanctum walls.
So it's this statement.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it at?
You skipped it. No,
Is it this right here?
No. The first page.
It's a not tonight. I know that's right. So you do that on Saturday when they make you do that 1 hour.
You so blind. To the left. Right.
Right here. A curtain around the perimeter of the sanctum, isolating it from the outside world. The entrance was shut during the rite. Or it's this one.
Objection!
Your Majesty! I had my doubts about this bushy-bearded witness, but now I know we can't trust him. What? You ain't just judging me solely on my bodacious beard, are you? Not at all, Mr. Ihmas. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony.
His testimony, you say?
Yes. Recall how the inner sanctum was that day. Specifically, that it was completely enclosed by the ritual curtain.
Well, yes, I believe you're right.
The curtain would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pawnee Pawnee. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen a murder happen.
Mr. Ihmas, have you been knowingly making false statements to this court?
You got me!
The witness will lower his voice.
I didn't actually see the accused herself. You didn't actually see the accused herself? What's that supposed to mean? Let me set the record straight. I beg you.
I wouldn't trust him anything he has to say. Witness testimony. The night of the murder amended.
I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night. She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused for first gripping that dagger. Shadows? That's what you saw? That's right! I could see what was going on by the shadows projected onto the ritual curtain.
In the future, Mr. Ihmas, I would rather you offer up accurate testimony from the start.
Forgive me, my main man, Mr. Magistrate. Chalk it up to my fuzzy memory.
Though he saw but shadows, it is still valuable testimony.
You have to be kidding me.
What are we gonna do now, Nick?
All I can think of is to look for inconsistencies between the actual Rite and what Mr. Ihmas says he saw.
Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness one more time. Once more, I mean.
One more time. If you don't get it this time, if you don't figure out who killed it, we're killing you right now.
Cross-examination the night of the murder amended. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. Oops, let me read that again. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain.
Hold it!
So what you saw were simply shadows? That's right! Those shadow figures on that bright white curtain. They showed through plain as day. I could see everything that happened.
But Miss Faye and the bot in me were at the top of the mountain late at night. The only light up there was coming from 4 small lanterns. How could the shadows have been projected that clearly onto the curtain?
No wonder people up on you lawyers. You're always so skeptical. The lanterns weren't the only sources of light, you know.
The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night.
Hold it!
You claim to have seen shadowy figures that were projected onto the ritual curtain. But did you really see them, Mr. Ihmas?
Of course I did. The bright moonlight projected them onto that curtain, clear as day. It was like watching the scene out of a horror movie from my front row seat on Mount Pony.
I guess the moon does shine a bit brighter when you're way up there. Maya, do you recall how bright the moon was that night?
I remember there weren't any clouds, and that the moon was definitely out. But I don't remember if it could cast any shadows.
Okay, thanks. You can't deny that the moon was really bright, which means it's possible that it was bright enough to cause shadows to appear.
I remember it just like it happened.
Because he did it. He was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused. Reverse gripping that dagger.
Hold it!
Hang on. How do you know it was Miss Faye if all you saw were shadows? It was that little bun on top of her head. Didn't need to see her face. That distinctive bob's a dead giveaway. Never underestimate my keen sense of observation. That's one funny haircut.
It's not nice to make fun of a girl's hairstyle. I like my hair this way. Besides, you're one to talk. You Sasquatch?
You're not into this wild manly look I'm sporting? Show us what you know, little girl.
Nick, isn't that some kind of a crime you can charge him with?
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. Now he claims he only saw shadows. His testimony has sketchy written all over it.
Then there must be an inconsistency in there somewhere.
Yep. Is he really watching everything from Mount Punny Punny? If so, then I should see how his testimony lines up with the conditions of the rite.
Okay, you was definitely not gonna remember this, but in that right here,
In that rite guide, they say like, ooh, go back. They say one of the rites is only performed when the moon is over the inner sanctum. So shadows couldn't have been projected by the moon.
So it got to be over the inner sanctum.
Yeah. Yeah, right here. Can you read it right quick? Right. Yeah.
The purification rite is a 3-part ceremony held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yes, right, okay.
Objection!
Oops, I read it on mute anyway. I read it on mute anyway. Come on.
you
Saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight? Sorry, but that's just not possible.
What do you mean? How is it not possible that it was totally possible? Oh, it's impossible!
I think I'm going to need a logicalese translation on that. Let's take a look at this rite guide, shall we, Mr. Ihmas? The rite is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Punny Punny.
Doot, doot, doot.
So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows will have been cast eastward. But Mr. Ihmas was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Punny Punny.
Oh, Holy Mother.
That's right! Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadow figures on that curtain! No! No way!
Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lanterns that cast the shadows he saw.
I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames were too small to cast the crisp, distinct figures Mr. Ihmas claims to have seen.
But I did see those silhouettes! Really?
But how could he, Nick?
Maybe he was someplace where they were visible. Wait, don't tell me!
Your Majesty! If Mr. Ihmas really did see those shadows, it brings a new fact to light!
And that would be?
The brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Ihmas really did see those shadows is...
He was somewhere else. I was gonna say he didn't see the murder. He was somewhere else.
He didn't see anything. Okay. And
What do you mean, man? You said it.
He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder! Doot, doot, doot.
Oh, then what do you propose the witness was?
Someplace where he could have seen the shadow figures, naturally.
Wait, you mean?
None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. That leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from.
And where might that be?
This is where Mr. Ihmas was at the time of the murder.
The high priest's home.
no, that's all the way on the ground.
Ah, where the inner sanctum is. I thought that was the house.
No, it's not the house. That's
Oh.
the inner sanctum up there, the house above the ground.
And I forgot where the house was. Anyway.
Mr. Ihmas was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtain on the east side. That's the only place from which he could have seen the shadowy figures. Ugh.
Really? Wow, I didn't even think of that. But wasn't the inner sanctum off limits to all but the victim and the accused?
And the third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling that's a subject Prosecutor said Marty would rather not touch right now.
Oh, you mean...
That's right! This witness was at the scene of the crime! Which means he is the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance! He could be the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest!
What?
Objection.
No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum. And the only way up there are the stairs that start down at the Plaza of Devotion. So tell me, how do you propose the witness entered that sacred space? Oh, he must have, I haven't thought that far ahead.
The sanctum has sheer cliffs on the three sides and a steep towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs.
His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Ihmas was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. Miss, that's not right. Right! I wasn't at the inner sanctum! No sir, no how! At least I'm pretty sure I wasn't!
Hold it!
Then, what about those silhouettes you claim to have seen? I'm starting to think I've been imagining things! What? This is insane! I knew we couldn't trust that lawyer! He's trying to frame the witness!
Peace, peace, I say.
This is impossible! Unless I can show how he got to the inner sanctum. It just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Ihmas.
I believe in you, Nick. Rah, rah, since boom, bah. Fight, fight, Phoenix, right?
Just look at the accused! Has she no shame?
Oh, wait, that was a lady.
Problem, lady. Phoenix, right? It's very trustworthy. How you know?
She's got some nerve for a criminal! I'll bet that lawyer poisoned her mind! Please, Maya, you're only making it worse! I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep to yourself for now.
I would advise the defense to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts.
Yes, Your Majesty. If I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Ihmas, I would like you to think back carefully. Before you testify next about where you were that night.
Witness testimony. I wasn't at the inner sanctum.
I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell ya! That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Boy, you lawyers sure are scary. I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now, will you desist in trying to frame this innocent witness? Yeah! I'd like you to see I'll explain how he got up there!
Mr. Wright, is it not time to end these cross-examinations?
A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner's been struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time and torment. Ryanism is the strictest religion ever! And just so you know, you've already occurred 200 million extra years.
Plus the 5 they started with are 700 million years of torment!
Sure, what's another 200 million, give or take?
Well, it's a big deal to me!
I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that?
Cross-examination. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell ya.
Hold it!
Were you sure you weren't there?
All I'm sure of is that you're deeply skeptical. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, are all lawyers always like this?
Most certainly. They always try to pin crimes on innocent witnesses without any proof whatsoever. They are no better than bacteria or viruses.
Yikes! You mean he's contagious? He's gonna give me lawyeritis!
Okay, this is getting ridiculous.
Phew, that was a close one. You almost put me there at the scene of the crime when I wasn't even there!
It looks so nasty. And much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory.
Hold it!
You just said your memory was fuzzy! Well, I sure did. What's the big deal? I'll tell you what! Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of the events is fuzzy! Oh, no worries there. My memory may be fuzzy, but I'm very clear on one thing.
Here we go again.
If you ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, I'd say I do!
In short, you are confident that your testimony is true? Is that correct, Mr. Ihmas?
Exactly! Guess you don't get to be a judge for nothing. So in closing, I can clearly say that I was totally not there.
Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place.
Hold it!
I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum. If you have something to say, just say it. Can there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention?
No, there isn't.
Which means there is.
Perhaps the defense would share its theory with us.
I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though.
Time to reach into my bag of bluffs.
To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention. He fell from the sky like Icarus. I'm not even kidding, that's what he says.
Maybe you fell from the sky? The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now!
I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it.
Mr. Ihmas could have, parachuted down! We already know the weather was clear, and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say!
Now that you have been backed into a corner, your delusions grow even more delusional. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall.
Did it all the way at the top.
Yeah. One misstep. Wait, no. Wait.
It's at the top.
That's the... I don't know if they revealed it yet. I ain't gonna say nothing. The inner sanctum is that down there. One misstep, and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm.
Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was. Even I couldn't have made that jump.
Wait, what's this building on top of the sacred mountain? That's its Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh right, Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He is the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum.
Mountain Range poster updated in a quick record. A poster and a photograph of the entire inner sanctum and Mount Pony Pony area.
Might I also add, defense? Thus no parachutes or any other equipment necessary for skydiving have been found.
Are you saying I flew down there by flapping my arms? I may be an incredible dude, but even I'm not capable of that.
Ugh. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Ihmas.
It's not like I can fly through the air either.
Hold it!
You wouldn't need to flap your arms if you had some gear. As I have already stated, nothing of the sort was found in or around the scene of the crime.
Oh, I'd sure like to see some of that so-called gear you're talking about.
I know. But was there really nothing like that at the inner sanctum? What if there was something that could have been used as a parachute? I should give the evidence another look.
You continue to claim that the witness was at the inner sanctum. Yet said claim shall remain but a claim without any supporting evidence, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Yes, I realize that, Your Majesty. If I can't if I can't find any inconsistencies, if I can't find any inconsistencies, because I can always try to elicit some more testimony.
Alrighty then. Boy, you lawyers are sure scary. Ah, that's you. That was another statement.
Skip that one.
Oh, okay.
I got the one we need.
Go ahead. I don't see a way out of this.
Yeah, these kinds of debates only get worse if you argue them the wrong way. I'll have to pry some conclusive testimony out of them, and then present some evidence.
Like when you're trying to catch frogs from a pond? Once you've got a grip on one, you better hold on tight.
Right, something like that. Okay, so he can't flap his wings, right? So I'm thinking like they grow out of his back, like that one dude off of X-Men. Yes, this one.
It's right here.
Yup.
Yeah, some prayer flags found outside of the ritual. Prayer flags found outside of the ritual curtain. They have been sewn together into a long banner.
Objection!
Mr. Ihmas is right. He couldn't have skived down there with any gear.
Well now, finally come around, have you? Now you see that I couldn't have possibly been there at the inner sanctum.
Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is.
What on earth are you talking about?
That overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence.
Those are prayer flags, are they not?
Yes, but they have been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that could also function like a parachute.
Pukunka!
The people of Karayan are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation.
No! This cannot be!
The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute.
Is that not right, Mr. Ihmas? There's no way out! I'm surrounded!
Mr. Ihmas?
All this talk's junk my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all!
Uh-oh. Let's see what he got to say.
As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night.
You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all.
Thanks.
Mr. Ihmas! You were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? What? No way, no how! It's like this, oh yeah! I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident!
By accident?
Exactly! And that thing's not a parachute, it's a homemade paraglider!
Let's Link.
I'm Link!
A paraglider? Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork of material?
It may not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be! I rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher for my earthly launching point. But then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum.
So you just happened to land there?
You expect me to believe that?
Now, please calm yourself, Mr. Rite. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explication.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Therefore, let's continue with more testimony.
I thought you were trying to say explanation instead of like that.
Witness testimony. Why I was at the inner sanctum.
That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pointed was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
Mr. Ihmas, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning.
That be helped. I mean, I'm just remembering it now.
Continue such slipshod testimony, and you will be cast into the torment of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years.
I think I'll pass on that.
Looks like that caught prosecutor said mighty off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds.
They keep having this man testify why I was at the inner sanctum. That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider.
Hold it!
You enjoying You enjoying a trek through the night sky with your homemade paraglider? You didn't go to pray?
A devout Korean is like me can pray anywhere, even while flying through the sky. But I wouldn't recommend you try it. You're bound to end up dead.
A paraglider? I didn't see anything like that.
That's because of the ritual curtain. It blocked the view. You should have seen me, majestically soaring between the mountains.
Really? What do you think, Nick?
Don't ask me.
I was really enjoying that flight. At first, anyway.
But just as Mount Pony Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened.
Hold it!
Something terrible happened?
Exactly! When I say terrible, I mean terrible!
What? Was there something unexpected near Mount Pony Pony?
What was it again?
Wait, you don't remember?
Let's just say it was terrible.
I got this dude at the stage.
An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
What exactly was this accident you had?
Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind! Oh yeah, it was the wind! Not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind. Made me lose control.
The wind was strong enough to make you lose control?
You got that right!
Okay then, please add that to your testimony.
Gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum.
Hold it!
Had the wind been blowing the whole time around the mountains?
Yup, just the right amount of wind for paragliding. So that sudden gale force wind was a real shocker.
I see. So a decent wind had been blowing until then.
Right! Paraglider's not much use without a decent wind. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory.
Hold it!
Where at the inner sanctum did you land?
Now it's easy, where the paraglider ended up.
I guess that makes sense. So, outside the ritual curtain, underside where the moonlight shadows were cast.
But right as I landed, I hit my head on a rock. I lost both my consciousness and my memory.
Something seriously wrong with this guy.
So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident. Did we do that one?
Hold it!
You're lucky to be alive after an accident like that.
Yeah, I'm just a lucky kind of guy. It's times like these that separate the men from the boys.
Wow, I'd say you were incredibly lucky. Almost miraculously so.
If you got something to say, just say it.
Alright, Mr. Ihmas. It wasn't an accident, was it? You landed at the inner sanctum on purpose.
What? No, it was an accident, I'm telling you. You don't even have any proof, so stop making things up about me.
His testimony is like a moving target.
Okay, Nick. Time for some evidence, you know. Really grab him by the scruff of his neck.
One thing at a time, Maya. First, I have to find an inconsistency. But whether it's constantly changing testimony, there are bound to be discrepancies. There are bound to be discrepancies in other issues.
I can see it. I had to charge it up. Alright, didn't we get a newspaper?
And this statement here
Yep.
said the this here.
Calm, clear skies.
Objection!
We have a saying in my country, Mr. Ihmas. From one fib sprouts another. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? It means someone caught fibbing will fib again in an attempt to conceal their first fib. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant fib you're telling to cover your tracks. What did you just say? You claimed gale force winds caused you to lose control. But this newspaper has the weather report for the day of the murder. It says, the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today.
Why I do believe it says. Well, I do believe it does say that. From one fib sprouts another. That makes sense, but is it really a saying back home? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I kind of made that one up.
For real?
Your Majesty! The witness's testimony contains another flaw, one that's even more fatal to his cause.
More fatal, you say? The defense will explain himself at once.
Mr. Ihmas claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum with his paraglider. But it would have been impossible to get all the way up there without any wind.
Why, yes, I believe you're right. But we know the witness was at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Ihmas, how did you get there? And from where?
Without any wind, he couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. To reach the inner sanctum, Mr. Ihmas must have launched himself from here!
The top. Yep.
Take that!
Nope, you was one pixel off. I just kidding.
Hoo-ha! Are you insane?
That's where he came from?
If he couldn't have come from below, the only other option is from above. So you see, Anon Ihmas came down from Royal Penitentiary. Anon Ihmas came down from Royal Penitentiary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest!
What?
Mr. Ihmas, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to hold the right that the victim received? Was it you who he saw in his final memory? Or you the rebel hunter Lady Kira? Woo-ha!
She faked it. They had to carry out the courtroom.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sir! Help me out here!
You did it. You finally left him speechless.
Oh, come on, Mr. Prosecutor Man!
Quiet, you idiot. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come.
For a fate far worse than hangmail toilet awaits you now!
Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did, in fact, descend to the inner sanctum from Royal Penitentiary number 4.
Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him.
Hey, Lisa, how's it going? You said, what did I miss?
A lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
We've been questioning this weirdo.
Yeah, we've been questioning this guy and cross-examining him, but yeah, we just about done with it, are we?
Yep.
But if you are as perceptive as you seem, then surely you've already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Ihmas, true identity.
Oh, his true identity? Not sure I know quite yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something.
It would seem I am the only one still in the dark here. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man we've been calling Anonymous?
The witness's true identity is...
You said you'll watch the beginning later. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's just them going back and forth with this guy here.
He came from prison.
Let me see. Do we have anything?
Yes.
This guy here. A wanted poster describing an escaped prisoner mentions a sizable reward.
Is this really him?
Only now do you realize the truth. Well, please do share with us your belated insight.
What's wrong, Nick? Why are you holding back?
Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case.
Really? Are you sure?
Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. That scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. A nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. The precision landing at the inner sanctum using only a handmade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper could have pulled that off. This witness is Data Ball, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group!
What?
Ah!
That's our ball?
That's our ball.
The witness is an escaped prisoner?
Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here he was under our noses the entire time.
Ooh-ha! Think anyone would see through my clever disguise!
But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, defense?
Boy, do I hate this guy!
Please recall the defense's own words.
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite." But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe this is why the high priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent the letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira.
Yeah, and what's your point?
What of the witness's true identity? Only a paratrooper, or more precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is Dr. Ball, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group.
Oh no!
He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, mortal enemy of the rebels.
No!
Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this. Hoo-ha! You got me! I'm the razor-sharp fangs of the Defiant Dragons! That's our ball! When did you get your memory back? Whoa, around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit for making up all that testimony off the top of my head. Are you prepared to tell us the truth now? Well, it's true I parachuted down to the inner sector. But I banged my head on impact, and it ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat fib! A big fat fib?! Oh, by the way, long time no see, you there. Wait, they know each other? Your Majesty, this filthy rebel belongs in the jail cell.
Oh yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once.
Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, you there? But I haven't, and no dogs of the Garon Imp regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Alley-oop! Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert.
Uh-oh.
How do you always
And that
let
went
people
crazy.
escape?
They always let people escape, bro. They is incompetent. They have guns here too, bro.
Then the escaped prisoner escaped again.
The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long.
An escaped prisoner who's escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker.
He really put a number on all of us.
This should be a mistrial, bro. Why is they still doing the trial?
What was the point of all that anyway?
Well, I can't help but feel that entire episode was an enormous waste of time.
Your Majesty, perhaps it was not as great of a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Prosecutor Satmati?
Dr. Ball dropped something as he made his escape from these halls. The scrap of paper looks awfully familiar. These appear to be direct orders from Dirk.
From Dirk, the rebel leader? Oh, but we only have a small corner of it.
Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before.
You have?
The scrap of paper that our ball dropped is a part of this.
You skipped it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Where is it at?
It's right there. You was on it.
This here?
Yes.
It don't look like it anyway.
It's bloodstained.
Take that!
And this is?
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Ball dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says.
Oh my, and just what does it say, Mr. Wright?
I can't read Koreanese.
Ah, Prosecutor Satmati, if you please.
The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn our language. Very well then. I do not understand. Well, what does it say? Using the lamplights as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? That is how he was to escape from prison?
So, if I were to assume that Mr. Ball was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because a bot in me tried to thwart his escape plan? Oh, foul lawyer. I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous. Huh? But I didn't say anything! Did you just read my mind? I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebels' escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that That's Ball is not the High Priestess killer. How can you be so sure? If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. That's Ball's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. What do you mean? I am speaking of Abbot Envy, of course. Had that Ball simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priestess' side? The faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have had no cause to suspect anything. It is, therefore, unthinkable that Ball was the High Priestess' killer! Ah!
So then you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it.
I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threatened our kingdom.
How could this be?
The High Priest? A rebel? There must be some kind of mistake! Let it go and move on. Accept the truth. It is the only way. And that goes double for you, Defense. Cease your futile battle now. And why should I? Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Ball from our list of suspects, there is only one person that still remains. The accused, Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Hold it right there! Aren't you forgetting something important?
something important? Please do explain, defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into the third party. I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't That's Our Ball, then who was it?
Objection.
That matter has already been resolved. It has? What's he talking about? It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
Objection.
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey! We all saw her!
Shut it up.
What? I can't do my finger point!
Saturai Mao Mandomo Samashi de Tashi no Ketare Gaseo Soroka!
It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your own. This hardly seems fair. It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. If the victim was near the springs with his back to the accused, what would he see ahead? Besides
the water itself, there is nothing but the Warbot statue.
Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbot statue dropped in her sacred The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbot statue draped in her sacred robes! No way! The accused wanted to force Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip.
But why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira?
To show it to the victim as he was being slain.
What reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill?
It was not the victim who she was trying to fool. That's it, because you did. It was this very court itself.
Come again?
Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked as if another Lady Kira was there. And the defense was idiotic enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise.
Or are you saying...
I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us! This can't be happening! What the face you are making, defense. I am surprised you are taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy. You're telling me he knew this is how it would turn out all the way back then? And that he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me? Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time.
This is an outrage. You took our royal priestess's sacred divination seance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder? No, I did nothing of the sort.
Maya!
Isn't that... Hold on, it's not true. I didn't.
Objection!
Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty, the time has come to convict this criminal, who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed, it seems this trial is over.
Hold it!
Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something?
The accused is not the killer! And, here's why. Now what do I do? I've got nothing!
It would appear that the defense has run out of arguments to make.
I thought for sure that the rebel was the killer! The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished! Now I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Satmati's counter-argument! I can't lose now! Not like this!
Very well, then. I shall now render my verdict. Uh-oh.
Wait! Please wait! I'm begging you!
It is time to let it go and move on.
This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused, Maya Fey, and the defense, Phoenix Rite, guilty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they done found them guilty, y'all.
It's over.
Well, time to get them tongue shears.
Your Majesty! Please forgive the interruption, but...
What is the meaning of this?
A body has been found! In the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty!
What's this?
A body? What happened now? And we found this sticking out of the victim!
Why, that's Lady Kira's Warbot dagger.
Lady Kira! She has returned from the Twilight Realm once more! She's come to defeat the rebels!
Peace.
Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Satmati!
Yes?
This dagger! It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it! What? What? Why would Maya's prints be on it?
I cannot believe it. Yes, it must be true.
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Satmati?
This trial has run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing.
I was?
You claimed that the murder at the Inner Sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira.
I did say something to that effect, but what of it?
Prosecutor Satmati, are you suggesting what I think you are?
might believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused, Miss Maya Fey! What?
Me? What?
I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago. And the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well.
Why, the timing matches perfectly.
But there's more. That warning letter was found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night.
Objection!
How does that prove anything?
Objection!
It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely there. Mainly to prepare for the purification rite. Ah!
Bot Enemy was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions.
The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing. No!
Lady Kira's warning updated in the court record. A warning from Lady Kira to Abad Enemy. Only someone capable of entering the priest's home could have delivered it.
If we assume that the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent, bent on helping Death's our ball escape after all.
Precisely. That's made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So, it seems the scope of this case has expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey, masquerading as Lady Kira.
How Phoenix gonna get out of this? If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe this second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with the second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins. A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict?
It seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread! Come tomorrow, 4 more terrible punishments awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned. Well, he was saved.
You saved by the man. There's an executed.
To be continued. That was a lot tonight.
Yup.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, at least it was just a lot of back and forth between that one guy
And it was all stupid too. It was all made up, so it didn't even matter.
Right, you came in at the right place. You came in right at the right place. But yeah, I appreciate you all for watching and chatting tonight. I guess I'll let you all go on with the rest of your evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Dave. And Lisa, thank you for chatting, and everyone else that's watching. Yeah, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would appreciate you go ahead and subscribe. I saw you don't mind hitting that like button for me. All right, yeah, and good night, everyone. I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.
Ha ha ha!